Hello friends, my name is Masood. Today we shall discuss about topic the conduct procurements process. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management or you are planning to give exam or PMP in near future. So let's start. First of all, I request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, conduct procurement is basically a process defined in the PMBOK guide, project management body of knowledge, which is a part of the knowledge area procurement. Now, what is actually a procurement? Friend, whenever we are working in any organization and dealing with different projects, so for projects we have to acquire different things, like for example hardware, services, material. So many different things are there, for which we have to contact with the vendors and arrange those things for to successfully complete a project. So for the arrangement for those things like material, hardware, services and goods, we have to make a contract with the vendors. So basically this process is called as procurement. Procurement means to acquire the things like hardware, software, etc., from outside the companies, outside from the vendors actually. So now the conduct procurement means that actually you are basically executing the process, you are basically conducting the procurement, which involve obtaining the seller response, selecting a seller and awarding a contract. So that means you, for example, you need some any particular hardware. So for that purpose you request for proposal that this is your requirement, and response the seller will give you a response, and on basis of that you will select a seller and award a contract. So this is basically the main concept here. Now, inputs for this process is the project management plan. Project management plan is basically a subset of different subset plans. Like for example, procurement management plan tells you that how will you manage the procurement, how will you basically, what are the guidelines, what are the best practices, industry standards for procurement, and according to your organization, how will you manage, how will you conduct a procurement. Next is the procurement documents, means different documents like RFP, request for proposal, RFQ, request for quotation, and other scope documents, etc. Based on that, you will basically use these documents to solicit bids or quotations from different and multiple sellers. Okay. Then source selection criteria means that what is basically the criteria based on that which on which you will select the seller. Like for example, it's his technical capabilities, cost, past performance and other relevant factors. So all those factors and criteria should be defined properly in the documentation. Then select the proposal. Like when once you will inform about your requirement, that for example you need that particular hardware, so different seller will send you proposals. Okay, like for example 50 proposals you received, so you will basically received different proposals from different procurement companies, different vendors. Then based on that we will use from the organizational process assets. That means historical informations and lesson learned from previous procurements, as well as templates and guidelines for the conducting the procurement process. Then next, another input after that, tools and techniques. First one is the bidder conference. Bidder conference means that you will conduct a meeting. For example, in a conference room, different bidders will come. Like they will bid for the project. Like they will do the bidding. This is basically simply a meeting in a conference room in which they will bid. Then proposal evaluation techniques means that various methods for evaluating proposals, including scoring systems, weighted criteria and independent estimates, will be held so that we can evaluate the proposal whatever you are receiving. Another technique is the expert judgment. That means like any legal expert, technical expert, or procurement specialist, you will discuss with them that what is the right proposal which will suit for you, which will suit for your company, and that will suit for your requirements of project as well. The output of this whole process is the selected seller. Seller means that the vendor who is basically providing you the services. So based on all this process, you will select the seller. So this decision is typically made using the source selection criteria outlined in the procurement documents. Then procurement agreements, the formal contracts or agreements between the buyer and the selected seller. This includes terms and conditions, payment terms, deliverables, timeline, and other relevant details should be agreed in the agreement. Then resource calendar means that information on when and how resources, including seller resources, will be allocated and used during the project. So that means basically it tells you, like for example, in the month of January 5 resources will be available, in the month of February 8 resources will be available, and here it is very important that maybe resources from your side will also be required, or obviously resources from the vendor side will definitely be required as well. Then another output of this process is the change request. Means that based on after executing this process, maybe few changes required in the scope document, maybe few changes occur in the other documents. So it depends. So it depends on that. So change request can occur here as well. Project documents may be updated in that case, like for example risk register, stakeholder register, and project schedule may be updated here as well. Other documents like for example scope documents may be updated if required through the change request if managed. Then agreements means formal documentation of agreement reached with the selected seller. That means proper agreements, proper contracting should be done with the procurement, with the vendor as well, or the selected seller. Key points to remember here. First one is the legal and ethical considerations. Means that whatever the contract you are doing, it should obey, it should follow all the legal and regulatory requirements. The bidder conference should be held properly, like in which the bidder conference should be transparent, and there should not be any ambiguity in the procurement documentation, and ensuring a level playing field for all potential seller. The evaluation criteria should be clear, measurable, and aligned with the project objective. Negotiation with seller may be necessary to finalize terms and conditions before awarding the contract. Documentation is essential throughout the process to ensure transparency, accountability, and clear audit trail as well. So, friend, basically, it is critical ensuring that project acquires the necessary goods and services from external vendors efficiently and effectively, meeting project requirements and objectives. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching.